How quickly can DEI go away? That is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. This is where the happy patriots are. I hope you'll subscribe so we can send you junk mail. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to send you any junk mail. But we're going to talk about the DEI hires at the FBI. This directly relates to some of the attacks in New Orleans and out in Nevada. And it could be a much bigger problem than we thought it was because we've been caught with our pants down. This all ends when Trump gets in office in just, I think we're up to about 17 days. Okay, this says DEI hires pushed onto the FBI are putting the country's safety at risk for the sake of being woke. And that goes down to what DEI's biggest problem is your job and any job to be diverse, or is it to be good? Now, this first started on me back in animation and in video games. You know, they'd look around at the office and, hey, where's the minorities at? You know, or in programmers in video games were famously not women. I don't know. Again, I'm not weighing on the quality of people. I'm only saying, are we going to change the metric to any job to be anything but who's doing the best? The Biden administration was flat out public about all of their DEI hiring. They flat out said, look, we're in the military. We're not going to be a lethal force anymore. We're going to try to be the most diverse military, or police departments, or fire departments even. They would lower their standards to allow women in. They'd go, look, you can't just be all men. You're going to have to change the standards because women can't carry as much equipment. They lower the standards in the military to allow women in. And I'm saying, do you want the best firefighter? The one that can, I want the woman that can, not the woman, the firefighter that can pick me up if I'm sick or a beam falls on my head and I'm laying there. Someone has to come in and drag me out of the house. I want a firefighter that can do that. That's going to probably be a male. An alarming deterioration in recruitment standards for the FBI has been exposed in a report delivered to the House Judiciary Committee by an alliance of retired and active duty agents and analysts. Diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI requirements pushed by the FBI director, Chris Wray, gone on January 20th. We're going to retire him or make him quit. I believe he's going to quit. Have degraded recruitment standards in all areas, including physical fitness, illicit drug use, financial irregularities, mental health, full-time work experience, and integrity. That is, if you had lower integrity, the FBI would hire you. If you had a drug background, they'd hire you. I remember back in the day, the military wouldn't hire you if you had tattoos. Disneyland used to not hire you if you had an ear piercing, or if you had a beard or a mustache. They pose a threat to the FBI's ability to protect America from harm, say the authors. The report cites cases of new agents. Now, this is going to sound mean to my people. I'm going to open this up so you don't blame me for it, okay? Let's do the full Screeny right here. It's cases of new agents who are so fat and unfit they can't even pass the new relaxed standards for fitness, who are illiterate and need remedial English lessons, who don't want to work weekends or after hours, and have serious disabilities or mental health issues and create drama. That is, they're really bad at work. These are mutants they're hiring. This isn't just diverse. This is deformed. The FBI no longer recruiting the best and brightest to be special agents, but selecting candidates based on race, gender, or sexual orientation. Are you guys happy? We have lots of gay members of the FBI now, but some of them are illiterate. What have we been focusing on? How come our FBI isn't lethal? We know they can spy on people. They're tapping people's phones and throwing people in prison. The J6ers, they went and grabbed all their phone data. This is my Kissy Fish coffee mug. It was a wedding present to the beloved Miss TenNapel and I in 1990 when we got married. An alliance of anonymous FBI reformers includes senior former executives and agents from the counterintelligence and counterterrorism branches who warn that today's FBI lacks the fortitude and skills warranted to defeat threats. And if the current trajectory of FBI special agent recruitment and selection continues using DEI as the primary and sole measure of our homeland security efforts, will be significantly hampered. An increasing number of lower quality candidates, described by one source as breadcrumbs because they were rejected by other federal law enforcement agencies, are applying to the FBI to become special agents and are being recruited because they satisfy the FBI's priority to meet diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates. Now, what does this mean? Every one of these people have been to other departments trying to get in. They couldn't make it in the police. They couldn't make it in the fire department. They couldn't make it in as a teacher. Maybe they have a criminal background. But you know where you go and you'll get hired? The FBI under Christopher Wray. You know what it also means? Some very competent person who does not help your diversity requirements, they're getting turned down for the job. That is the greatest James Bond, kung fu, brilliant, squeaky clean, white guy did not get the job. The very best, and I mean probably thousands of them, did not get the job. Fit, professional, qualified. The word got out, everybody. You don't have to be that good to make it. And look, there's, of course, this is the other thing, is your job now becomes a joke. We learned this in the military. Who wants to join a rainbow military? They had in Pride Month this year, they had a big rainbow flag. All the FBI agents, they were wearing rainbow t-shirts. Who wants to join that? Is that a symbol of pride or competence or merit? You become a laughingstock. A former senior counterintelligence agent involved with writing the report said controversies engulfing the FBI and the Trump era have had the perverse effect of attracting recruits who want to be agents of social change versus protecting the country. Recruitment has become self-destructive and is setting up the FBI for generational failure. Any former agent who helped craft the report said, "Why are we founding a new FBI headquarters if you're hiring second-rate people?" Yeah, this is to give them more money for a new headquarters so they get cushier couches, neutral gender bathrooms. This is a terrible idea. People's lives are at stake. The report is written as if it were an official FBI intelligence product with code names given in sources and subsources who anonymously provided firsthand knowledge of FBI recruitment and selection practices. You know why they had to put their name on there anonymously? Because they didn't want the FBI to investigate them. A bunch of diversity hires coming after them for ratting them out. So now a bunch of diversity people that can't do a simple physical training exercise course are going to go and rat out the people that can do it. They include instructors and counselors of the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, application coordinators and assessors from FBI field offices across the country, and survivors and executives from FBI headquarters. Supervisors and executives from FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. They reveal a farcical situation with new recruits. Okay, this is when it gets funny, guys. Now the show just became a comedy. The veteran supervisor special agent Sierra 72 disqualified a black female applicant because she was more than 50 pounds overweight using the FBI's body fat index and could not pass the physical fitness test. Remember, this is after they've already laxed the requirements. She's 50 pounds over that. But FBI headquarters ordered Sierra 72 to push the candidate through the recruitment process. Other supervisors say a high percentage of candidates fail the mandatory fitness test despite the fact that standards have been relaxed. They simply quit in the middle of the 1.5-mile run. Even I can run 1.5 miles. One veteran agent who works as a recruitment coordinator, codenamed Sierra 87, said the drug policy for the new agents have been liberalized to include applicants who have a lifestyle of using drugs. A candidate who was arrested and fought with police officers was not disqualified, nor are candidates with driving under the influence convictions or people with documented mental illness. Why can these people, they can barely get a firearm if they deal with mental illness, the red flag laws, but you can make it in the FBI, nor are candidates who lie during the recruitment process. Now, this one's funny. I once tried getting a job at GNC, General Nutrition Center, back in 1989 before I was married. And they said, my friend who was a manager said, do not lie on the application or they will not hire you. He said, but otherwise you've got this job, no problem. And they did an honesty test. And they said, have you ever stolen in your life? And I said, yes, because at 5 years old, I stole a piece of candy. And they said, oh, then you just failed the test. We can't hire you. And I went to my friend. I go, come on, you can get me in there. He goes, I go, how did you get your job? They said, did you ever steal? I know you've shoplifted. He said, yeah, of course I shoplifted. He goes, I lied. The FBI is letting people in who have a criminal background, and I couldn't get hired at a GNC. Sierra 72 disqualified a special agent applicant because the only work experience was working 2 years as a coffee shop barista and having a bachelor's degree in art history. But FBI headquarters ordered Sierra 72 to push the applicant through. Now, I'm an artist, and let me tell you guys something. Having a major in art history barely even qualifies you to perform art history. Sierra 23, a special guest agent for 4 years in counterterrorism, observed that the most new agents disappear during the day, go home early, or never want to work late after hours operations. Sierra 23 does not trust most of the agents with his or her life safety, since they have questionable competence, tactical abilities, and work ethic. Sierra 22 said one applicant recently rejected by a local police department and one who was a long-term unemployed gamer were pushed through by FBI headquarters for non-special agent positions despite objections from the field office. Other recruits have been given remedial English classes because they're not capable of writing basic reports in a coherent manner and often fail to utilize proper capitalization, punctuation, and sentence structure. And they all have to fill out their documents in the field. And now you can't read them, so you can't collate the data, I'm sure. In one case, training agent Sierra 11 advised a new agent that her writing skills needed improvement and that the new agent needed to pay attention to detail. The new agent complained to the supervisor that Sierra 11 was, quote, too difficult and expecting too much. During the agent's probationary period, her supervisor went up the chain of command to request that her employment be terminated, but was told, quote, we need minority female agents, unquote. So they just need a woman minority. No other qualifications are truly required. Recruiters are required to host, quote, diversity applicant recruitment, unquote, events based on race, gender, and sexual orientation. Quote, straight white males may not attend if a recruiter chose not to attend a pride parade or fly the pride flag. The recruiter would most likely be removed immediately. There you go. I would go farther, but now I'm going to get into trouble. When here on YouTube, they ask us to fill out those questionnaires, and I don't fill them out. They say, are you a minority? What's your orientation? And I don't fill them out because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to know that I'm white and a male and a straight Christian, because you'll see it. If you have a certain skin color, your views go up. That being said, it's not my place to disparage someone else's achievement. Life is inherently not fair. My job is to work as hard as I can and to do my best. I think the thing I resent the most about diversity hiring and favorability is it really makes suspicious Black and female achievement. Then you look at it and go, well, why did you succeed? And there is incredible talent here on YouTube by Black creators and female creators that don't need any help. They're amazing. You want to help me out? Watch another video, subscribe. I'm Doug in Exile.